Also, I
he's not
kind of
the
noticed something, and I'm trying to. I noticed something, and in hindsight now.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but I think it's another Oda mistake. He mentions how the warships are 60 meters tall. That's only 4 meters higher than the Sunny Go. I was like, hold on, does that make sense? Like,
they should be bigger.
Yeah, they should be way bigger.
The only thing I thought the same thing. The only thing I could think of is that because the Sunny is 56 meters tall from the bottom, from the keel to the top of the main mast. Whereas maybe with the battleships, they were just saying from the keel to the deck, the top deck.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you might be right.
Because a full battleship is way bigger than the Sunny.
Yeah, because if you count the mast as 60 meters, then that just makes no sense. We saw in the flashback with Robin's backstory, Saul could fit on that ship.
Right.
And like,
exactly.
and he was like actually sitting down and shit. Like, there's no way that could be 60 meters.
So you're saying that when you say 60 meters, we're talking about not including the mast.
It's got to be without the mast. There's no way
that makes more sense. I can believe that, because the Sunny Go is not as big as these warships. Warships like with the mast is probably going to be like if this is the case, 100, right? Yeah. So I would assume without the mast, 60 meters for an actual warship, which would be like 190 feet, something like that. For the Sunny Go, it's from keel to mast. That's 60.
Oh, wait. I got a picture here, the scale for the warship. Back in Dressrosa, Fujitora lifted up one of these ships over the Sunny Go. Yeah. No, it's way bigger than the Sunny Go. Yeah. It's
even
massive.
In 11, back with like Share the World
in the garden.
Bodhi, you see the giant battleships are way bigger in that opening.
Yeah, these guys should be like gargantuanly big.
Because I remember Big Mom could barely fit when she was getting like I think she was actually skinny at that point in time too. She could barely fit into like the main garden area of the ship.
Oh, the Sunny Go.
Sunny Go, right. Whereas when she jumped into it, but then with the battleship, giants can fit on top of that thing and just have fun. So so it's gonna be an Oda scale thing for sure. It's possible, Oda got that wrong.
A full-size battleship can carry what, 1,000 Marines?
2,000, I think it's 2,000.
I know they said in this arc. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's 2,000. I'm pretty sure it's 2,000.
Because I remember in Eni's lobby when we were coming out near that bridge area, like those ships were like huge.
Yeah, but that was the Mary, but the Mary was like much.
Well, not the Mary, just being around those ships. It felt like we were like going to like a town.
Yeah, it was like a rubber ducky next to a rowboat, man. It was crazy.
We'll see what they say.
But what about the Viking ships though? How big is that one? Do we know the dimensions of the
way bigger?
The Viking ship.
The Viking ship.
Yeah, the ship for Elbaf is much.
Is that
it's much bigger than the Sun.
Is that a feat for him too, Cole? That he cut that big part of the ship? I don't know.
Compared to cutting the island in half, not really.
No. The figurehead, like the eyeball, is as big as Frankie. Calm down. Whoa, no.
The eyeball is as big as Frankie. What do you mean? How is that possible?
No.
Relax.
How is it fitting all those giants then? How is it getting to Elbaf? I mean, it's not.
It's just the figurehead of the boat. The giants that are back there are gonna be like. They're huge. You can fit inside this boat
but it's not just the figurehead. It's also the mast that got cut off too. It's two parts of the boat that got cut off. Yeah, look at the top.
Oh, you mean like the top of the, like? You mean no. You mean like the flag?
Yeah, the flag.
Actually, I didn't catch it before. You're right. The flag did come off. But that's it. So?
Yeah, it's the top mast. It's not
yeah.
He cut a small island in half. That's a little bit more impressive than.
I'd say a good size. I wouldn't say like huge, but I would say like it's a good size.
It's a good size. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It is a good size. I'm not gonna deny that.
Size.
But I mean, now again, that's what I said before. It kind of reminds me of what happened with Law. But
yeah, I mean, I think honestly, if you kind of look, it might be about equivalent to what Law did on Punk Hazard.
I think Punk Hazard is way bigger though. I think that because Eganon to me is not like a big. It's just not a big island.
I found the panel, by the way, for that one shot. It's farther away actually in the manga. That's a big ship. Wait a minute. Come on now. No way. That's not 60 meters. Wait a minute.
Nah, that's way bigger than 60.
That's huge.
Okay, so when Law...
It's bigger than the meteors.
Right,
yeah.
So
the
Sunny Go is smaller than the meteor, but the meteor is smaller than... Sorry, but the meteor is smaller than the actual hull.
So I think I'm correct that the 60 meter is just the boat, and then it's not including the mast height.
Yeah.
I'd say it's at least 7.
I mean, it's hard to tell from perspective, but that meteor looks to be at least as tall as the Sunny is. So
it's not bigger.
I could try and scale it right now, but like if we just
all right, Cole, bust out those skills.
Oda is the big. It's one of the biggest weaknesses of Oda's drawing is size perspective. So
I agree.
I mean,
that's how you get things like Roger should be like 4 feet taller than Rayleigh. It's like that's not happening. What are you talking about? Or same thing for Kiku. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Hello?
Or Roger's mustache, you know.
Or an Onigashima with Kaido's like drum dragon scaling. It's
like with some of the bigger characters like Big Mom. Big Mom is like 5 times taller than Luffy, basically, a little over 5x taller than Luffy. And there's times where Luffy was standing in front of Big Mom, and it looked like she was 20 times bigger than he was.
You're right.
Odin's sword is notorious.
The great sword of Odin's sword.
God.
The swords just clearly changed size. I mean, there's no getting around it. They just clearly changed size.
I can give Odin easy out. He just re-smithed the swords. That's it. But he didn't say that.
Yeah. Because Odin is 2.5 times taller than Zoro, and that sword would be bigger than Zoro if it was properly scaled. So
does that make Mihawk's sword like really, really small in Zoro's hand? Or is it the same size when he gets it?
No, because Mihawk's not that tall. Mihawk's only a little taller than.
Yeah, Mihawk's I think is like 6 something.
He's like 6'6", 6'8", something like that.
Yeah, Odin's like 12 feet tall. He's just massive. He's just some sort of beast. Yeah.
He's literally like what 2, 3 Zoros put together.
Yeah, I think he's like 15 feet tall or something. He's like 2.5 Zoros basically.
God, like seriously, it makes no sense. Well, whatever.
I've seen before too with the whole bunch of stories. Like I see it with Black Clover. I remember seeing with Naruto. At times I saw with Toriko too. But see, Toriko I thought was actually really good at it because Toriko, they kind of tell you what it is and then they keep the scale just massive all the time. Whereas with, let's say, Black Clover, the way Tabata draw things sometimes, it's really hard to tell like the sense of scale. Like it's hard to tell, like for example, like that one demon thing that can like destroy the entire country. Is it as big as the country? But hold on, how big is the country though? The country it seems small at times, and then it seems. It's like,
it depends on what you like classify the country as, because I've heard some people classify the country is the mountain castle area. That's what the country is, not like the outskirts where the peasants are.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, and then also too with Naruto, Gamabuta and Gamakichi are like they're 16 meters tall. So they're even smaller than the Sunny-Go. They're like smaller than the Sunny-Go's main body. And then they should be relative to like the Tail Beast. I was like, dude, okay.
There was no way.
Yeah, so because we see Gamabuta fight against the Ninetales back in the day. So I'm like, okay. Like he sits on the Ninetales. So someone said not every warship is the same size. I mean, it's true. I think it depends on what. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know which class of warship we're talking about here. So I'm looking at this panel right now of Saul pick up a gigantic ship.
Yeah, Saul. If Saul is that, Saul, look at that shit.
The ship is clearly several times Saul's size. So I'm like, I think it makes the most sense if we're talking about the main boat, not the mast, because the mast just gets kind of dumb.
Saul's official height is about 20 meters. That's a little less.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's 19.5 meters.
Yeah, he's not a number giant. He's a giant. Every giant seems to be around 20 meters, or let's say 60 some odd feet. And then every number giant is basically like 3 times their height. So every ancient giant's like 60 meters or around 180 some odd feet. That's how it tends to work.
And for people listening, why we're trying to figure out the scale, because it's important because the water level is immense. Like they're really bringing it up in the chapter. That's why we're trying to figure out the scale of these ships.
All right, so I have the pan right here. So so Saul at like 20 meters or where the hell he is up there with the cannons. His head's right there with the cannons.
Docked on the water, yes.
Yeah, when it's docked on the water and he's on the land. So it's hard to tell how much land. Let me see here. So the land does give him like a few extra feet or meters. Like let's say I don't know, let's say 10 meters. So let's say Saw at 30 meters is over half the distance of the Sunny-Go's height is up there with the cannons.
Dude, man, I don't know. This feels weird.
It gets wonky. That's what, because either Oda has to change the size of the fucking battleships, or it's just the main battle boat, not including the mast, or the Sunny-Go has to get downsized to a smaller height. Make it all make sense.
Given the size difference between a battleship and there is no way the battleship from keel to mast is 60 meters. That's just not possible.
So, I mean, that's the issue. It's like, okay, so now we're getting sort of like, okay, 200 meters across the entire world. Cool. We're getting the battleship sizes now in some sense, but at the same time, it's a bit like, okay, Does that relative to like just the entire ship or just from mast to keel? So we're not too sure. And then also too, so much before, like Noah's bigger. Of course, Noah's bigger. Noah has to be bigger than all these ships because
insane.
Noah got pulled by several sea kings, and according to order, these things they're 5,000 meters tall. It's like, okay, so I mean, it's gotta be like substantially larger than a battleship. But it makes the battleships the battleships just seem too small if they're just 100.
They really do.
60, at least the heights, I should say. If they're from like mast to keel, if they actually are just 60, then they're all the size of the Sunny Go, which makes no sense. So
yeah,
you know.
No, I think it's just scaling that he didn't really think that far.
The only thing I can think of is they're talking about the smaller warships, the ones with 2 masts.
But that's not a warship then, because they've classified their big boys as warships.
Oh, those are battleships. There's a distinction.
But I've heard them call them warships though.
Hold on. There's a warship battleship distinction?
Yeah, there's several different like warships that you can.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but like, okay,
there's the ship that we're all familiar with that has the 3 guns in the front.
Yeah.
But then Smoker had one with only 1 gun in the front, and there was only 2 masts on it. Way back in Alabasta when he was a captain. So
yeah, but that's not a warship. That was way different than like what we saw in Annie's Lobby. Like the Annie's Lobbies ones are the Buster calls. Those are like all right, let's take charge and shoot everything down. Yeah. Also, Cole, here's Sanwan Wolf on an island next to like the Blackbeard ships nowadays. Just chilling.
Yeah, this I did see. Yeah, he was drinking near him. I mean, he's sitting down, but his legs aren't. We know how it goes One Piece. Those legs are worthless. Now he's sitting down, and he's actually just tall as building, or like where this building is. He's just tall as, which is kind of crazy, low key. Building's pretty big.
Oh yeah, One Piece structures are also weirdly made.
Yeah, that means the Blackbeard ship is like substantially larger than the warship. But the warship's only 60 meters tall.
Well, we did see in the recent anime, at least, that shit was pretty big.
Is Garp's ship a battleship or a warship?
According to chapter 431, they said that Garp had a battleship.
But Garp ships to me seems way smaller than the other ships. Maybe.
I don't know. Look at these. Look at the buildings. That ship dwarfs those buildings.
I think it might just.
That's also perspective.
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, I don't know either. Right. Yeah, because I don't know if it's like so. Like I'm looking at like Saul, because Saul was like right. He was right next to the ship. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see. Like, how is it matched to Saul's height? And Saul's height as a giant, he can definitely fit on the ship for sure. Oh, but also, Saul is like just as tall as I think the main. Now, to be fair, he is on land. That's facts. But he can reach the cannon, so like his head can reach the cannon. So, and if he's 20 some odd meters, that means that it's like 30 or 35 meters when it comes to the actual main, the main available ship that's above water. Below water it could be like maybe 50. So it could be what we were saying before, where like, yeah, okay, without the mast, it could be around like 60, 50 meters total. But that's it.
But then I have another question, Cole, in regards to Garp's ship. Yeah, the giant cannonball that comes out of Garp's ship.
No, forget
what's the size?
Anchor. It's the anchor, probably.
It's the anchor.
It comes out of his. It comes out of his dimensional. Comes out of his dimensional space. He's got
like the weapons. Like the weapons. He just summons it. It's like
He's has an inventory.
Garp's ship is just weird because like if you have usually the taller you make a ship, the more gun decks you have. So like.
He is the guns. He is the guns, though, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, like where the fuck
throws those cannonballs and it's done.
Like, where did this thing come from? It's so stupid.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's
So
like a lot of times, I wonder if O just does things because it just like it probably
for the lulz.
It's for like the impact where it's like I don't necessarily care about like how the scale works. I'm gonna make it look cool. Here's how it looks the coolest. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
But eventually, if that's the case. He could just make Luffy so cool. He can make him half as big as the world, but he thinks it's cool.
No, I'll tell you right now, like the front of Garp's ship, that's just like ridiculous. No ship would ever look like that in real life.
Of course.
But Studley.
But it's cool. Yeah, right.
Oh,
it's exactly what
I mean, I'm not talking about the masthead. I'm talking about the actual front of the ship.
He's showing his inner dog.
Like you want to have the dog chain around the dog collar around with the spikes like that.
No, the masthead's like fine. I mean, it would be smaller, but. No, you see where like the swirls are, like on on the actual front of the ship where the wooden planks are.
Okay.
Oh, what the pattern marks?
Yeah. Well, like it would probably just following the trim of the ship. It probably just goes straight up to like where the top of the collar is, the top spike.
Hey, I'm gonna take. I will take her for it, bro. I will take her for it, bro. Because I have no idea.
Was Garp's ship ever next to the Sunny Go? Actually, like when they were chasing them.
Not right next to it.
Not right next to it. Damn.
No, I don't recall what we have. We have with the Sunny Go. I recall it next to Gecko Moria's ship, obviously.
Inside of it.
Right, inside of it, right. I remember the Sunny Go relative to Law's ship and Kid's ship and how big it was compared to that fish.
Right.
Like that fish itself was like its own battleship.
The Sea King.
Right. In Elbath, I mean, like the random.
Random
fish.
I thought you meant like his Sea King skull that he has. Okay.
Nah.
What about the Rumbar pirate ship when they were in the Florian Triangle? Like,
why is that
it's really big compared to. I think that's about the size of the battleships that we see from the government.
Is the Sunny Go is not considered to be a galleon ship, right? Because that's always a good distinction, right?
No, yeah, because that's also another catch-all term. Galleon ships are supposed to be like big. They're like supposed to be like I think the highest class of ship, outside of weird ones like Big Mom, Noah, and Thriller Bark. I think galleon supposed to be the highest.
Yeah, the Rumbar pirate ship is like about the size of a marine battleship, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I was
probably.
saying. Sorry if the picture is small, but.
Hey man, it's okay. It's about how you use it, man.
See you. Bye bye.